In Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, we got many variants of the classes. Most of them were brought back in the sequel, however, 4 are locked in the first game, not returning any appearance whatsoever. These 4 characters all have one thing in common: they're all sponsored. There's the Berry Shooter and Citrus Cactus, both sponsored by Aquafina, as well as the Chester Chomper and Dr. Chester, sponsored by Cheetos. I heard somewhere that the Hot Rod Chomper is also sponsored, being by Hot Wheels, but checking the wiki, it did not say anything about that. Speaking of that, I am looking at the Plants vs. Zombies wiki on fandom, so my videos can be more accurate, including in the future, and also be able to provide more information. This will be the case in the future as well. The reason why, at least I believe, is because they are sponsored characters. They probably did not want to deal with putting these characters in Garden Warfare 2, so they left them out. Though you can get all 4 of these characters from gifts when you start Garden Warfare, so you can easily play as them if you have the original game. So, what are these characters like, and how do they play in Garden Warfare? Starting off with the Berry Shooter, being sponsored by Drink Company. This pea shooter is based on berries and probably some berry flavored drinks. I don't know. What I do know is that the Berry Shooter has 125 health with 8 ammo of Berry Blast. The Berry Blast has impact and splash damage with a medium range. This shoots out at a slow projectile speed of being auto, but again, will still shoot slowly. The Berry Shooter brings 3 upgrades with it: Survival, the Speed Ripener, this lets the Berry Shooter recharge ammo faster, the Reinforced Fruit Press. This increases impact damage. I think the wiki only provides the in-game descriptions instead of what it does, and they're not always the most clear, but I think it increases impact damage. The final is the Bluer Blueberries, letting Berry Shooter's berries do more damage to zombies. While Berry Shooter does have medium range, he's not a character that should be sitting back, killing zombies from above like some others, as the Berry Shooter does more damage up close. The splash does not change damage based on the range, but I believe it does less the further from the splash the actual berry ammo. Again, the wiki is not very clear on this. Rounding back to the Berry Shooter himself, he has a blue head with berries as hair and arms, I think. The rest are just leaves like any other pea shooter. The Berry Shooter is also one of only a few pea shooters that do not use peas as ammo instead of using berries. The others are Plasma Pea, Rock Pea, and Electro Pea. From the fast shooter class of pea shooters to the slow ranged class of cacti, introducing the Citrus Cactus, based on oranges, and other citrus fruits. The Citrus Cactus has 125 health, has the orange burst with 25 ammo. This weapon does impact and splash damage similar to the Berry Shooter. A difference is that the Berry Shooter does 3 shots at a time. The Citrus Cactus also has a longer range than the Berry Shooter. When Citrus Cactus arrives, she brings another 3 upgrades with her. These are the Enhanced Juicer, letting the Citrus Cactus have a faster reload time, the perfect wedger. Another not very clear description, and I'm not sure what this means. The description is: geometrically perfect wedges mean more orange in every clip. Maybe she can shoot more wedges, or they are bigger. Again, I'm not sure what this means. The final one is the Citrus Zuster, increasing the zest levels, and zombies hate zest. The Citrus Cactus is able to deal more damage. Just like many other cacti, the Citrus Cactus is a character that should be in the back with Hyzun, so she is able to defeat zombies from above. The Citrus Cactus is especially bad up close, usually getting easily defeated in up close combat. Citrus Cactus, according to the wiki, is similar to the Sun Pharaoh, just with a long range due to the 3 burst shot. This Citrus Cactus is very effective if you're able to aim, getting consecutive crits can deal major damage. Now, let's wrap this up with looking back at Citrus Cactus design. The Citrus Cactus is mostly the inside of an orange with some orange skin around her. That doesn't sound great at all. Anyways, she also has an orange crown instead of the flowers on the top of her head. Citrus Cactus is one of two plants to shoot fruit alongside Berry Shooter, and is the second of three cacti to not shoot spikes, the first being Future Cactus, and third being Petrified Cactus. Now, on to the Cheeto characters, starting off with the Chester Chomper and the final plant to talk about. The Chester Chomper has 125 health, being upgradable to 150. Attacks like many other Chompers. Biting has attack and is able to eat zombies using the goop, burrow, or spikeweed. Of course, the bite is melee, so the ammo is also infinite. The Chester Chomper does have something special that changes from the original. It will eat zombies slightly faster, however the health is slightly lower as well to make up for this. Just like the fruit plants, Chester Chomper has another 3 abilities, but the Cheeto characters also grant new abilities as well. The Chester Chomper brings 2. The Cheesy Goop brings the normal goop but orange and makes zombies taste better apparently. The other is the Chester Weed. Aside from being in your nightmares, the Chester Weed attacks at a very fast rate, being able to deal the most damage. The downside is that I can only place 2 of these rather than the usual 3. The upgrades with the Chester Chomper are the Speed of Shades, so cool they speed you up, extra spots to help them digest zombies better, and the Sweet Goatee mysteriously helps your health. If you're playing any Chomper, you're gonna be getting up close to zombies, but it is not a bad idea to burrow to run away to low health, especially if you're playing as the Chester Chomper because of the slightly lower health. Keep in mind that the Chester Chomper does digest zombies a bit faster, so you are able to have a higher chance of survival if you eat a zombie group with others. However, I would not suggest this as you are still quite vulnerable during the digesting state. Since these games are not played as much anymore, you only really get a chance at getting a game in Team Vanquish and guard the graveyards. Not only play much Team Vanquish, but I'd suggest going after solo zombies rather than groups. Gardens and graveyards I play much more, so my suggestion is to stay near the garden and go after zombies, since if you get a horde of zombies in the garden, you're most likely to lose it. But since usually it's only 1 or 2, you tend to be pretty safe there. Before we send off all the plants and move on to the only zombie, let's take a final look at Chester Chomper and his design. The Chester Chomper is a chomper, but with an orange body as well as black spots, sunglasses, a goatee, and the lips and leaves are white in color. The final sponsored character is the only zombie, and is also sponsored by Cheetos. Introducing Dr. Chester, a scientist class with a standard 100 health. He uses the Cheese Blaster with 6 ammo. The Cheese Blaster does not have a long range attack. Real quick, apologies for any weird wording, some info is missing from the wiki, so I have to use IGN to fill in the gaps. Dr. Chester, as I mentioned, should be at medium or short range, not having enough range to shoot from a long distance. Similar to others, especially Chester Chomper, has 3 upgrades and has 3 abilities. The abilities are the Sticky Cheetah Ball, being orange with black spots and deals 75 damage, 25 more than the normal Sticky Explodey Ball. The Cheesy Warp is not only an orange color, but does what the normal warp does and deals 30 damage to plants at the end of this warp. Finally is the Cheetah Heal Station, which heals at a faster rate than the Zombie Heal Station, but will also self-destruct at a faster pace. Onto the upgrades, the Crunch Capacitator, which improves reload in a way Dr. Chester cannot comprehend. More Cheesy Cheese increases ammo capacity due to unprecedented advantages. Finally, the Energized Energy is a technique for increasing damage. Since Dr. Chester has a warp, you can use it to get close to plants, and if you use the Cheesy Warp, you can maybe deal extra damage. Also keep in mind of your healing station, placing them near many zombies, possibly in safe areas from plants, as they are destructible. Also use your teleport to get away from danger, as scientists do have relatively low health. Before we head into the conclusion, I want to take a final look at Dr. Chester, specifically the design. Dr. Chester has an orange shirt inside the coat, an orange tie, orange stains around his clothing and a white shoe. He also has a cheetah hat and does not wear any type of goggles. Finally, the Cheese Blaster has the design of a cheetah paw at the end. While it is pretty obvious why these four were cut out of Garden Warfare 2, it's still interesting looking back at these old characters and how to play them. Each one is very different because they all belong to different classes. You are also easily able to get them as they are gifts as soon as you start playing the game. I plan to make many videos like this where I go over things like variants in Garden Warfare or weapons tune. I have decided to start a series with this video, Into the Depths, where I dive deep into how you can play games. My Citron Cross video is also a part of this series. Anyways, these are the Forgotten 4, or sponsored characters in Garden Warfare. Wait, what is that?